wonder what Seth got in the mail today. Receipts 2000 to 2015. Yeah, there's no fucking way I'm organizing that shit.
So I got a box, and it's from my friends at Sage. It seems that it would contain 15 years worth of receipts. Pretty sneaky, guys. I got this right at the end of tax season 2. They're trying to give me a heart attack over there, apparently. And in fact, there are some receipts in the box. So let's take a look. What do we got receipts for? Let's see, where is it? Fake security guards, $1,000, and a U.S. president costume for $100. I better get that into Sage 1 so I can keep track of my expenses. $120 for large pepperoni pizza and another $120 for large cheese. These guys know me way too well. Pizza happens to be my favorite food. Custom I'm the boss sign for $2,000. I like that. And let's see, we've got some promotion pills for $60 and an ex-wife for $100. Very interesting. Then we got some gifts from my friends at Sage. We've got the iHome Star Wars Darth Vader portable rechargeable speaker. Very cool. Very cool. I'm sure I'll be listening to some music on that. Also, I got Lego, but this particular Lego holds 16 gigabytes worth of data. That's a lot of data on a little piece of Lego. Who knew that in my adult life I would once again have a use for Lego? Very cool. Thank you, my friends at Sage. That's awesome. Actually, turns out just today I had a need for a flash drive. I was having trouble syncing a file over my cloud service because the files are large. So this will definitely come in handy. So my friend at Sage writes me, Seth, we would love to get your opinion on the exciting improvements we've made to Sage 1. You've got a great perspective and we value your feedback. We hope you can make some time to check it out. And of course I will. I can't wait, actually, to check it out. And then the longer letter, hi Seth, there's a lot to look forward to this spring. Warmer days, colder drinks, and the new season of Game of Thrones. Sage also has something new and exciting to look forward to, and we want you to be one of the first people to know about it. You've got a great voice in the accounting community, and you're at the forefront of revolutionizing the business, so we'd love to get your input. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. That's a really nice thing to say. We believe your insight and perspective can help us make sure our products are in line with our customers' needs. In May, we'll be introducing an exciting new release from Sage 1 with a wide array of new functionality and features you've been looking for. We are hosting an exclusive preview event for this new introduction, and we are inviting you to be one of the first people to check it out. Since you're used to working from the cloud, we are arranging the event virtually so you can join in no matter where you are. You can even do it from the pool. We won't mind. During the preview, you'll have the opportunity to chat with us because we love hearing what you have to say. In your package, we've included instructions on when the previews will take place and how you can sign up. If you aren't available for any of the sessions, let us know so we can arrange something one-on-one. We don't want to miss out on the opportunity to listen to your thoughts. We're looking forward to hearing back from you and hope you take some time to enjoy your gift. After all, it's a cruel world out there, so make sure you take time to stop and smell the flowers. Cheers, your friends at Sage. Thank you, my friends at Sage. This is really nice, really cool. It's very flattering. And what I'm going to do for now, because obviously I'm not going to show the preview until it's really available to the public, but I'm going to take a look at what Sage 1 looks like as of today, right now, the time I'm recording this, which happens to be April 2015. And then once I've had the preview of the new version of Sage 1, and once I'm told it's okay to share about it publicly, I will certainly be excited to show the world what that looks like and what features in there might be my favorite. If I have a favorite, I might love them all. I might love them all equally, I should say. So without further ado, stay tuned. We're going to take a look at what Sage 1 looks like right now. And then in a month or so, as of the time I'm recording this, we'll be able to take a look at what the updates look like I said, once I'm told it's okay to do so publicly. Stay tuned. Don't go away. When you log into your Sage 1 Accountant Edition, you'll see all the files, of course, that you have access to. And right over here is obviously where you can invite a client to join with you and start running their company using Sage 1. So let's go ahead and go into a sample file here so I can give you a quick tour. I just want to give you a kind of a high-level overview so you can start getting a taste of what's in Sage 1. And frankly, my hope is that you'll try Sage 1 because I think you should try Sage 1. I think it's, as you're going to see here, it's a beautiful graphical interface, and it has all the features you need to run a simple business in the cloud online. And as I mentioned previously, based on the letter I received from my friends here at Sage, we're going to be seeing some exciting new updates come out. So it's going to get even better, is my point. Now, what I love about this is when I go in, it's very clear to me where I'm at, what world, what universe I'm in. It shows me here's the client details. So this is just kind of an overview page. So I see, okay, here's the client whose stuff I'm looking at. And I love that I can create notes here. And I haven't tested this, and I haven't talked to my friends at Sage exactly about how this works. But I'm assuming if I create a note here, then when my client logs in, they're going to see that note, which is really cool because I can, right on the home page here, alert their attention to things that I need them to pay attention to, such as information I might need from them. You're also going to see in a minute where I can create tasks and assign them so that I can coordinate things like that with my clients that way. So let's go ahead and click here where it says Access Clients Accounting Standard Account, because that's how we get in. That's how we go to the next step. That's how we take things to the next level. And once I'm in, you're going to see here, of course, being that it's sample data, you're going to see sample data. Funny how that works. Now, you're going to get your income, your expenses, your year-to-date profit, linked bank accounts, all accessible right here from the, from the first page, from the dashboard. And over here, I love that they give me the checking account, and I love that they give it to me in a graphical format because it really makes it visual for me. And at a glance, I can see how I'm doing. Am I okay? Do we need to be concerned about cash flow, right? One of the first things most of us are concerned with when we log into our own accounting file is, do I have enough money? I got to go buy something. Do I have enough money to buy it? Am I running out? Do I need to now go here and look at the top 5 unpaid invoices and see who I need to collect money from so I can have more money so I can buy more stuff for my business or pay my employees and do all the things we need to do to run a business? Cash flow is so important. So that's why I love the fact that that's what the focus is here, because these are cash flow based things that I need to be concerned with, including the income, expenses, and profit, right? Because hopefully if I'm not pulling too much money out of the company, then my profit will turn into cash flow from operations, right? Talking about statement of cash flows. My cash flow should come from operations such as my net profit, and this is the indication of whether or not that's really what's going on. Oops, I clicked in by accident. Let me back up. So we've got our top 5 unpaid invoices, and of course, always thinking in terms of bringing new jobs in, our top 5 open quotes. These are quotes that prospective customers presumably haven't approved yet. So right here from the first page that I see once I go into the company file, the dashboard, I've got some actionable items that I can definitely use to help run my business and make sure that my cash flow is optimized, right? How do I record sales? Well, we're going to go into sales, and we can record invoices. We can create those quotes. We can record other income, and of course, the next thing we can do is set up our products and services. So those are, I think, pretty obvious and straightforward in terms of how that works. Let's go look at what it looks like when we go to create an invoice. So when I first go in, it's going to give me a list of invoices. I can type to search. I can filter it by date range, and I can filter it by status. So this gives me a nice high-level overview of what's going on with my invoices, right? I can say, show me only unpaid. And I'm sure I can search. Again, this is a sample company with no data in it yet. So I'm sure if I could search by customer, for example. Create a new invoice. Click the big green button that says new invoice. And here I am. And look at this right away. They give me tips. So I have payment integrations obviously available to me, which again is nice. It's nice for me. If we're working in the cloud, we want to be able to take payments in the cloud and make that all seamless. And now it says ready to create your first invoice. So I can say show me now, show me later, or don't show me again. And over here I can search for a contact or certainly create a new contact. And when I do, here's the basic information. Down here I can go with a main address, delivery address. I love the CRM-like functionality that I can create notes about the customer. And of course it defaults the contact type to customer here because I'm in the dialog where I'm creating an invoice. So that certainly makes sense. And over here I can establish whether it's a customer who's taxable or non-taxable, such as if they're out of state. And right here you can see very clearly where you can go to add or edit the tax information. So I love this. It's a beautiful, clean interface, in my opinion, and really easy to use. And all the questions that would come up immediately as I'm going through this are answered pretty much before I even get to ask them, right? What about taxes? Is a customer taxable? Well, it's right here. And I can click this and I can set up that profile. I create a new tax. I create the category, or I can edit an existing tax over here, and of course establish what the tax rate is. Really, really simple. So that's what it looks like when I'm creating an invoice. Then if I had provided that information in setup, there's my main address and my delivery address. I'm sure I can type that in here now and update accordingly. And over here, I love this because right from here, if I need to, I can create a product if I haven't already created it, or I can create a service. Notice the distinction. Now, one thing to be aware of, and I'm going to keep qualifying this to make sure it's clear, we're looking at Sage View before the updates have come out for next month, which as of the time I'm recording this, it's April 2015. So as of right now, when we create a product, there's no inventory tracking mechanism in Sage 1 yet. Whether or not that's going to be included in the updates they're talking about, I have no idea. But I just want to qualify that when you create a product for right now, there's no tracking mechanism in terms of quantities, right? And here's another thing that I think is really smart. This is a perfect example of what I refer to as those little intelligent things. How many times when I'm in somebody's software program and I go to click on something and I realize I clicked on the wrong thing. So like in this case, let's say I clicked to add a product, but really I meant to add a service, right? So they're not going to make me close out of this and go back in and click the other button. The option's right here. I love that. I love that they've thought that through and made it that easy to, you know, I like to refer to it as where they make it forgiving, right? It forgives me for making mistakes. If you're like me, you're often going really fast and sometimes click on the wrong thing. I love the fact that it's forgiving enough to let me go right from here and say, oh no, I meant to add a service, boom. It's those little things. It seems like it's no big deal, but if you're processing 20 or 50 invoices a day, little things like this make a big difference in terms of having to otherwise X out of it and then go click create service, right? Over here, and again, I love the interface. I think this is gorgeous. So we create, of course, we write the description, whether or not it's taxable, a quantity, a rate, a discount if applicable. I love that the discount percentage is its own column right here rather than having like a discount item kind of thing going on. And of course here it's going to confirm for me in a sense what the discount winds up being in terms of dollars. I mean, I just love the way this is laid out. And after saving, I can choose to email or I can create a PDF, right? So I have that choice. I think this is so well thought out. I think it's a beautiful interface. All right, so I'm going to cancel out of this. That's enough out of me on invoices, but I definitely wanted you to see what that looks like. Then let's move on to expenses real quick, and then I'm going to push through the rest kind of quickly. Because like I said, I just want you to get kind of a high-level overview, enough to make you feel comfortable, hopefully, going in here and playing around yourself and seeing what there is to do. So under expenses, we can either enter a bill or other expense. So let's just go to other expense. Let's say I swipe my ATM card somewhere, and before it syncs up with the bank feed, I just want to enter it, right? Because I don't want to forget about it, and I want to get a gauge on what my real bank balance looks like. I don't want to wait for tomorrow, right? If you're like me, then that kind of thing actually does come up a lot. So let's say I went and used my debit card and paid for some advertising somewhere. Let's say I did it right on tax day. You see as I'm talking and clicking how easy it is, of course, to do all this. I put in my reference number, paying it out of the checking account, pay to contact, and again, I get that same dialog you already saw, and over here I can choose. And I love the fact that they distinguish between contractor and vendor, that there's a distinction there, because they're different sort of animals, so to speak. And I like that we can distinguish that within this software. Then, of course, the amount paid, and here's your job costing, right? I can choose a project, and as you can see already over here, here's where I go to set up my project. So I love the fact that, like, oftentimes I'll be in a software program, and I'll see something like this, and I'll say, okay, well, where do I go to create the project? And it's not that clear and obvious. Well, here it couldn't be more clear or obvious, right? It's right here. Everything I need is right here at the top. Right, my banking, I can go into my account register or my account list, and you bet I've tested it. Once you're in the account list, you can click through and get into the account register of any account that's in the account list. And again, I just love how clean the user interface is here. It's just, it's pleasing to look at. Let's go over to tasks because I mentioned this, so I want to show it to you. I love this kind of stuff. I love anything that helps me get and stay more organized. And the fact that I can create tasks and assign them to others is beautiful. And I'll show you one other really cool thing. Let me click that again. I love this. I can track the time I spent on the task, so I can key that in. And I haven't gotten this deep myself with it yet, but I'm willing to bet that the fact that I'm able to track this time means that somewhere later I'm going to be able to go and pull that time and use that on an invoice to a client, let's say, so I can bill that time back to somebody. And again, I have, but I have a file attachment feature that I can add to this task. So if there's a document, for example, that details what needs to be done, more so than what I really care to or want to put here in this description, then I have the opportunity to do that. There's a 500 megabyte limit per file. I'm pretty sure unless you're making videos like me and including them in a task, which I hope you'll never do in your accounting software, you'll probably never hit this limit on a file. So that's great. But I love this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff really gets me going. Then we have the reports area. And as you're about to see, we have all the standard reports that we need to run a company. So, of course, my next question for my friends at Sage is going to be, what if I need to customize a report? And as soon as I have the answers to those questions, I will get back to you. But here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. When your next customer comes in the door, get them into this product. For your next customer, get them using Sage so that you can start getting familiar with Sage yourself and how to use it for your clients. The best way to learn something is to throw yourself into the lion's den and force yourself to learn it. That's how I've learned practically everything that I've learned is by forcing myself, by giving myself a situation where I have to use it and I have to learn it quickly. That's how I operate. So, my friends, please give me your feedback based on what you've seen. If you end up trying Sage 1 or if you've already tried it, if you're already using it, I would definitely love to get your feedback and hear your thoughts about this. Hopefully after seeing this short overview, you agree with me when I say that it's a really compelling product and something definitely worth taking your time and checking out. And I think definitely worth putting your next client into so that, like I said, you can force yourself to get that much more familiar with it and go that much deeper with Sage 1. And then I can't wait to be able to show you what the updates look like as soon as I've seen them myself and as soon as I'm allowed to tell you about them. As always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the web.